In my experience with China, they are, amongst other things, very sincere and engaged on climate. It's a country that understands a lot of the engineering solutions to issues around emissions.
Yeah, Mark Carnage. We all know about your ties to communist China and how you want Canada to be China Part 2. But let's look at the reality of China and emissions because there's this weird idea that China's leading the way to reducing emissions and saving the world. Yeah, this isn't just a money grab business case. I'm sure their real concern is about the rest of us. First, this idea that China's EVs are going to dramatically reduce emissions. Well, as we know, they are the world's largest exporters of EVs. They manufacture 70% of electric vehicles. The problem is the vehicles they produce still have a carbon footprint. It's only about 40% smaller than gas vehicles, but we also can't ignore the huge impact it has on nature, which liberals, I guess, don't seem to mind. We also can't forget that China is the largest carbon emitting country in the world, responsible for 35% of global emissions. Also, India gets an honorable mention as the third largest global emitter, and their electric vehicles have a carbon footprint that's only around 25% less than gas vehicles. China has by far the most coal plants in the world, sitting at 1,195 coal plants. But wait, it gets worse. Even after promising to reduce emissions, China has actually been building more coal plants in recent years. China's coal plant construction surged last year to the highest level in a decade. They started building enough coal plants to add 95.5 gigawatts of electricity, which I asked ChatGPT, they estimated that is around 95 to 190 new coal plants. All of this just proves that Carney is just China's cheerleader and lapdog. China is not on track to hitting climate goals, and with all of these new coal plants, I think they could care less. At the end of the day, this climate crisis narrative is just another money grab, anti-human operation that justifies countries raising taxes on their own citizens. If they really cared about emissions, politicians would stop taking planes and jets, get rid of their cars, and ride bikes to parliament where they make their bad decisions and try their very, very best to control us.
A country like Canada, which is it is an energy superpower, and we're certainly going to build and fully exploit that.
Really? Are you going to exploit that? How about starting by repealing Bill C-69, the anti-development bill that the Supreme Court literally deemed unconstitutional? Matter of fact, didn't you just get a letter called Build Canada Now, where 39 energy CEOs tell you exactly what you need to do for Canada to become an energy superpower, in which they literally said to repeal the Emissions Cap, the Impact Assessment Act, and the West Coast Tanker Ban, calling them, quote, complex, unpredictable, subjective, and excessively long. And none of those have been repealed. What are you doing?